So right now, these things are being passed around the audience. These little bags full of non-illicit edible paper products are being passed around. Don't eat them. Don't eat them right now, because you're going to completely ruin the entire experience, and then I'm going to go home in shame. So just hold on to these. These are going to coincide with an element of my thing that I'm going to do later on. So just hold on to these for now. Anyway, yes, my name is Ben. I'm the pastry chef at Moto restaurant in Chicago. I'm also the director of research and development at Cantu Designs, another Chicago company, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Let me give you a little bit of background about the restaurant. The restaurant is conveniently located in the meatpacking district of Chicago. So if you're out late walking your dog one night down the alleys of the dirty meat packers, you might find us. And when you come into the restaurant, you'll be taken to your chair, and you'll be given a menu. The menu has a listing of the 3 tasting menus that we offer, which are a 5, a 10, and a 20-course tasting menu. And within each menu, you can kind of customize your own experience, depending on how long you want to be there. You could be there anywhere from 1.5 hours to 6 hours, if you're down for that, and if you'll let us take care of you for that long. So anyway, you'll come in, you'll get your menu, and you'll kind of look at the menu. You say, oh, that looks good, I'll have that. And then you eat the menu. And that's just the beginning. Like, that's just the first thing you see when you come in the door. So it just kind of progresses from there. We use different food processing techniques in our restaurant on a very small scale to do very crazy things with food that you might not see anywhere else. We use lots of liquid nitrogen. We actually have like a 20-foot, 100-liter tank in the back alley of the restaurant that we go through about once or twice a week because we use so much of this stuff. So at your table, you might actually have a chef come up with this like big tank-looking thing that's full of liquid nitrogen, like smoking and bubbling. And as long as you don't freak out and like run out of your chair, then he might prepare these like frozen pancakes, at your table. Or you might be escorted down into the kitchen and issued some military-issued goggles and told not to cross, the red laser line, or you might be burned. And then we'll give you a demonstration of our class 4 laser. But I don't want to give away too much, because I might just make my video presentation obsolete. So Rick, let's go to the video. So this is, we're going to do some carrot cake. So to do this, as everyone knows, because everyone is familiar with carrot cake, we use the basic ingredients: balloons, syringes, and nitrogen gas. So I'm going to start off by filling these balloons up with the gas. Just kind of stretch out the balloons so we can get a nice sphere shape in the end. We're going to make something that looks like a sphere that's hollow on the inside, but it's made of carrot cake ice cream. All right, so we have the balloon. We're going to fill the balloon up with our carrot cake, so it's carrot cake juice. I found that about 60 cc's of this mixture is very tasty. There you go. And then just top it off with a little bit more of the nitrogen gas. Just a little bit. And what this is going to do is it's going to create pressure inside of the balloon so that the liquid inside will be forced to the outside of the balloon. And then we're going to take this and freeze it with liquid nitrogen. Everyone's favorite. Let's talk about safety. Right now, I'm not very safe, so I should probably get my safety equipment together. So proper nitrogen usage at all times. Handy-dandy insulated cryo gloves used for cryogenic work in DNA testing, laboratories, military, Moto restaurant, places like that. I'm actually going to forego the gloves this time because you kind of have to get in there with your hands for this one. That's what cooking's about, really. Using your hands. So, unfortunately, I'm going to do that. So here's our carrot cake. It's going to go in here. And then by simply spinning it around, that liquid's going to coat the inside of the balloon, freezing into a shell. This is actually a vegan carrot cake. So instead of putting like eggs and butter and the usual ingredients in there, we've kind of made our own version by using walnuts, carrot juice, ginger, stuff like that. It tastes very much like the original, and also using it in a liquid form like this is much easier to say this is carrot cake than to actually expect to have the real thing in front of you. All right, so then as the outside of this thing starts to warm up, you can just take a knife and cut away the balloon, and then just kind of strip it away from the ice cream, and you have this carrot cake sphere. So I mean, it tastes like carrot cake. It looks like an Easter egg, kind of. You can break it open. So this thing really is hollow inside. All right, so this is another way to kind of transmogrify a certain flavor into a different form. So some cotton candy, taking cotton candy and made it into like a liquid, like liquefied the cotton candy, and then turn that into a sorbet. And then we take the sorbet and we coat it with white chocolate that we've thrown some sprinkles in there just to kind of add some color and some frivolity to it. Because like when I think of cotton candy, I think of like very like bright pink and like pastel colors, so we figured let's throw some sprinkles in here and make it look funny. So this is what that is. What happens when the chocolate coats the sorbet begins to melt, and so you have this like liquid center chocolate truffle, and it tastes like cotton candy. So when you bite into this thing, the liquid is like goosh, it like coats your mouth, and you're like, oh my god, make it stop. It's like this intense cotton candy flavor, which is very cool when you eat it because it's again like you're not used to that form. You're not used to getting it in that form. You're used to getting this stuff. It's like cotton, like biting into it. So this is a very different experience. You have to make sure you're taking it in one bite, or else it goes all over the place. That actually happens a lot. Yeah, so anyway, this is a good time for you to pull out your pack of, or your slip of cotton candy. So this is some fine artwork that we've procured and put onto some flat planar edible substrate, kind of like edible paper, but not really. You'll see there's actually a disclaimer at the bottom. So if you try and replicate this in any form or fashion, we will find you. We know where you are. But anyway, you're going to eat this along with me. I'm going to eat one too to make sure that nothing bad happens in this next portion of the video. So hold on for one more second. I swear to God, you're going to eat it. Okay, go. Go, go. So then after giving the guests this chocolate truffle, which is something that pretty much everyone can enjoy, we're going to try and get them to eat paper. So we fashioned this cotton candy paper with the image of cotton candy that tastes like cotton candy. There's even a legal disclaimer here for the technique of creating these flat planar edible substrates out of food products. And so then the guest is instructed to eat the paper. Follow me this way. We're going to do a food and wine pairing here. This is a very interesting food and wine pairing, something that you may never have seen before. And to do this, we're going to utilize a Class 4 CO2 gas laser. This type of laser is the same type they use in operating rooms to do LASIK surgery. It's also used by the military to do ballistic missile testing, and sometimes used by other elements of the government for things that I don't even know. So if you want to focus your attention over this way towards the laser, we'll show you what's going to happen. All right, so this is a Class 4 CO2 gas laser. This thing is hot, all right? It's like 2,800 degrees. It can vaporize anything from a vanilla bean to a side of a tank. So what we're going to do with it today is we're going to create a food and wine pairing inside of a wine glass. So I've got a vanilla bean right here, And using the laser, which burns at about 2,800 degrees, we're going to vaporize this and catch the smoke in this wine glass. So what's the point of doing this? Typically, when you do a food and wine pairing, there's not much leeway. It's either you like the wine or you don't. So with this method of not really changing how the wine tastes, but like changing your perception of the wine, you can customize any wine with any different flavor to kind of make it go better with your course. So in this case, we're probably going to pour some kind of red wine that's been aged in French oak, because that tends to impart a little bit of a vanillin quality, which is very similar to vanilla. So that kind of makes sense. And then that would be paired with like a really savory, probably meat course. All right, so from here, this wine glass is going to get carried up the stairs into the dining room. It's going to come back to the guest table, and then we're going to flip the glass over, and this vanilla smoke will kind of come out of the top. And you have to be sure that you don't like inhale. I'm just kidding. You have to be sure that you don't inhale the vapor, because it's a little bit harsh. Right when it comes out of the laser, it's so intense. It's like you're eating 10 vanilla beans. So you have to kind of let that vapor escape from the glass. They're going to come over and pour some wine in your glass, and then like as you kind of swirl it around and as you drink the wine, you're able to smell the vanilla, and by way of smelling it, you can kind of taste it with the food that you're eating and with the wine that you're drinking. So this is a very interesting way of incorporating a flavor without a flavor, or like a different sense to the dining experience, like in a sensorial application. All right, so as you can see, Moto is more than just a place to come and eat. It's a place for you to come and experience. It's like a playground for your senses. It's kind of like going to the circus and like dancing bears come up to your table, except the dancing bears are chefs with dangerous things that are preparing food for you. What else to say? Oh yes, Cantu Designs. I mentioned that before. It's kind of an offshoot of the restaurant, formed by the head chef, who is Hoomaru Cantu, who was actually here last year speaking about something related to what I'm talking about, but not really. And what he's done is created almost a design firm, but it's not designed for anything specific. It's just designed for food mainly, like in a very general kind of broad sense. So we make anything from like machines that can produce those edible papers. We do things like different utensils. The spork, the fork and the spoon have been the same for hundreds of years until the spork, and then we've kind of taken that to the next level, and we're incorporating ways of adding aromatics to your utensils. So as you eat, you're actually perceiving a flavor of something that's not there, but it's something that you're smelling. So these different like sensorial aspects of eating that are not commonly thought of, but are so important to everything that you eat, that'll take your experience from, okay, I just ate a banana, to like, holy shit, I just ate this banana, it was so cool. Like that's the effect that that's the effect that we want when people come in, so that if perhaps we do serve you a banana, that you're like really psyched about it, because it's maybe not exactly the same as a banana, but slightly better or much better. And I think that's about all I have. Thank you.